Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is your boy Ghosties and I'm back with another banger of a video. In this video I'm going to be talking about the time I lost my friends because of Fortnite. Now, if I sound a little bit off in this video or I sound weird, it's because I woke up 2 hours ago and still haven't recovered. But anyways, this story takes place in the 7th grade. And when I was in 7th grade, Fortnite was at its peak in popularity and Epic Games was getting rich as fuck. So obviously my friends and I all were grinding this game, and at the time I was kind of the leader of the group, because I had started the group in the first place, and I had the most wins on Fortnite, which at the time was only like 50. But this group was filled to the brim with homies. We were all super close, and it was super fun. But eventually one of my closest friends in the group, who we are going to call Tubby, because I'm unoriginal and also because it was the first thing that came to mind, because this kid was kind of chubby, and he was also spoiled. So Tubby was a member of the original group that I formed in 6th grade, and when it was only a few of our friends, it was him and I. We were like the homies, you know? Over the summer, he started hanging out with a new group of friends, and eventually my group merged with his group, and we formed the giant group, which we named the Nobodies. Now that our group was huge, everybody couldn't hang out together all at once, so the group split back into 2 smaller groups, which were still technically part of the Nobodies because we sat at the same lunch table, but we were still kind of 2 separate groups, with me, in between both of them. But I kind of hung out with my group more than Tubby's group, but Tubby mostly hung out with his new group of friends, and I hung out mainly with the original group. And at this point, Tubby and his friends spent most of their time grinding Fortnite, while I would spend time outside with my other friends. I remember this man Tubby was like a fucking Fortnite addict. He went fucking crazy out here. He spent every hour on this game, and he purchased every fucking Fortnite skin. This man became the definition of middle schooler on Xbox Live. He was actually becoming popular because of his skill at the game too. The popular kids literally got down on their knees and damn near sucked him, so he would carry them in Fortnite. The other half of the Nobodies all praised him like a god. I mean, his group of friends praised him like a god. And Jesus, I mean it. It seemed like them motherfuckers were actually giving Tubby a good suck behind the scenes. Eventually, since I went to a military school, most of my original friends moved away, so I tried to hang out with Tubby more, and at this point Tubby and his other friends started a clan, which they renamed like 50 fucking times to some nerdy ass shit, and they all started to do YouTube. Around this time I was growing in popularity because of my skill at soccer, and because I was the captain of the team. But anyways, I had lived there longer than pretty much everyone else, and so I started to hang out with the popular girls, and Tubby seemed to become jealous. Eventually, I decided I wanted to spend more time with the homies, because, bros before hoes. So took me a lot, but I asked to join their clan, but they refused repeatedly. We had played before, and they knew I was good, but they never let me join. Eventually, I convinced them to let me try out, and they did. They told me I had to 1v1 one of my other friends to join. So the day came and we set up for the 1v1 in playground mode. There was only one rule: no explosives. So we started the build battle, and before I could place 3 fucking stairs, I got ass blasted by 50 clingers from this motherfucker. I got fucking cyberbullied. I was 1v1ing this guy, and he just fucking clingers my ass, like a lot of them too. So, of course, they did not let me in since I didn't win the 1v1. And you know what? I did not give a flying fuckarooski. More time went by, and I just spent less time with Tubby's group of friends. After a while, I got tired of them always sucking his ass, so I challenged him to another 1v1. I challenged Tubby this time, though. So at this point, I was a little bit pissed because we were homies, and I wanted to play video games with them. And they wouldn't let me. But eventually, Tubby agreed to 1v1 me. Little did he know, he thought he was going to come in and ass blast me, but I was ready. So the day came, we set up for the 1v1, and I prepared to blast his ass. It was pump and AR. Best 2 out of 3. Sure enough, I came out there flying. I was there to win, and I was blasting his ass. I beat him 2-0, and even flawlessed him on the second round. So of course, he was pissed, and this is when he took my other friends away from me. They all continued to exclude me from their activities, and eventually I started my own YouTube, which actually started to do pretty well because I was like daily grinding. I was uploading montages, commentaries. They were all pretty trash, but I tried my best. My YouTube's popularity kind of made Tubby jealous. On top of that, I was actually a part of the popular kids group now. But sadly, my friends would not let me play games with them anymore. I could only ever play with one of them, and the rest would hang out with me in school, and then they would go home and talk shit about me with Tubby, who had moved away at this point. It was miserable, but I got revenge every chance I could. I would mess with him so much, and something I would do, I would continue to make new accounts and just join their party on Xbox and just mess with him, and he would continue to talk shit about me behind my back. Eventually, everyone except for one friend moved away, and he and I spent a lot of time together. This was the man that clingered my ass in the 1v1. And that man still owes me for that math test I gave him the answers to during virtual school. Motherfucker, you better pay up with them math answers. Even though it's kind of difficult now. But anyways, I decided to make this video because it kind of took over my entire 7th grade and 8th grade year, because my homies would hang out with me in school, but not out of it. And recently, I made up with Tubby, and I'm still friends with the other dude, the guy that clingered me. And it was cool, so kind of has a happy ending. Kinda. But, you know what? That is going to do it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. See ya!